Let's get things started with the latest round of inter-Korean talks, working-level dialogue on the upcoming Winter Olympics to be exact. They're expected to work out the size of the visiting North Korean delegation. We connect to our Myung-kil at Seoul's Unification Ministry right now. Myung-kil, what's been agreed on so far?
Good evening, Daniel. The evening session is still ongoing at the House of Peace on the southern side of Panmunjeom. During the morning session, North Korea said it will send a special cheering squad of 230 people and would like them to use the train to get into South Korea. Now, this is raising hopes that it will be a reopening of inter-Korean road links for the first time in 2 years. Now, we presume the talks are now in the final stages, and other issues such as the possibility of entering the opening ceremony as one team, forming a joint Korean ice hockey team, and expenses are being discussed. Let's take a look at what the heads of the South and North delegations said during the morning session.
We hope the North's participation in the PyeongChang Winter Olympics and Paralympics will foster an Olympic of peace and hopefully be a chance to improve inter-Korean relations by bringing peace to the Korean peninsula.
Ties between the North and South, in reality, have been frozen and were in a state of confrontation since 2008. I believe it is the Korean people's will that relations return to normality.
The South delegation today is being led by Vice Minister Chun Il-sung, and the North 3-member delegation is led by the Vice Chairman of North Korea's Committee for Inter-Korean Affairs, Chun Jong-soo. The South Korean government is reviewing how to transport and accommodate the North participants so that it doesn't violate the multi-layered sanctions on North Korea. Seoul has agreed to provide necessary support for the North delegation while they stay in PyeongChang. The two Koreas plan to discuss today's results with the International Olympic Committee on Saturday in Lausanne, Switzerland.
Well, not surprisingly, Myung-kil, the possibility of a joint ice hockey squad is drawing some strong responses that perhaps it's too late and it could mean a great deal of sacrifice for some.
You're absolutely right, Daniel. The two sides are currently discussing the possibility of forming a joint women's ice hockey team after South Korea made the proposal during last week's high-level talks. But there have been concerns that this would be unfair for South Korean players who'd get less time on the ice and that it would be disruption or a weakness to the team since North Korean players aren't at the same level as the South Koreans. Now, the South Korea's head coach even said she only heard about Seoul's push for a single Korean ice hockey team a couple of days ago from her staff and journalists, not from a government official. Adding to the controversy, a South Korean ice hockey fan has filed a petition at the National Human Rights Commission against Sports Minister Do Jong-hwan, who first brought up the idea. The fan said the government is robbing South Korean players of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to play in the Olympics. However, the minister has said that bringing in new players won't hurt the South Korean players because hockey involves a lot of substitutions and every player will get their turn on the ice. Back to you, Daniel.